I hope I can do this video out here. I tried to do one earlier, it didn't quite work. I saw two fabulous videos this morning. One was Road Preparedness, Morgan, and the other one was Pinball Preparedness. And there were two different subjects, but I thought, you know what? We need to marry those two together. And so, hence my title. Don't be frantic, be focused, and then just breathe. First, Morgan. I wanted to stand up and cheer the whole time she was talking. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. Because she said, the government doesn't care about you. Only you care about you. Don't depend on them to do something for you. She says it doesn't matter who's in office. She said, Biden doesn't care about you. Donald Trump doesn't care about you. You care about you. You're the one who needs to take care of you. Don't wait for their little pennies they're going to throw at you, which really are your pennies anyway, but they're stingy with them. She said, you know what? There are all kinds of things you can do to make sure you're going to be okay in all this garbage that's going on. And she's absolutely right. How many times have I said it doesn't matter who's in the White House? How many times have I said that to you? That even if our president was reelected, why are you looking at him as some sort of savior? Oh, please. If you are delusional. Seriously. He might not have been a politician when he got in, but he ended up in a bed of vipers. And it's hard to keep an ideal if you had one to start with when you're in that kind of situation. They end up getting in there, and they are, once they get in office, these people, it's like they start cozying up to each other, and they start the grease the palm game. And you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Oh, those people, those citizens that elected us, they're irrelevant. Let's go play our games. That's what they do, is what it seems like to me. So, you need to be prepared. But, that said, don't make yourself insane. You know what worry does about a situation? Nothing. All it does is give you high blood pressure, headaches, insomnia. It keeps your gut clenched up all the time. I hope this wind doesn't blow my camera off. It's on a post. It doesn't change the outcome. It doesn't change the situation. Worry doesn't do anything except hurt you. Worrying is not going to change it. What you need to do is you need to get focused. Okay, here's an example. You need to have about a year's worth of food. I used to say 6 months to 8 months. I think a year is minimal these days. And it's going to be hard for people who live in apartments. I mean, it just is. You know how I got debt-free? I bought houses. This may be a mistake with the wind. I bought houses. I didn't pay rent to somebody else. I mean, the first house I ever bought was a crappy little steel-framed house. It was $34,900. And it was a crappy house in not a great neighborhood. Owned that a few years, sold it, made a profit. Bought another house, sold it, made a profit. Paid off debts. Went to the next one, sold it, made a profit. So, buying houses made us be able to buy things on credit and then pay them off and get to the next house. Renting won't let you do that. It also doesn't give you a place to store things. Even the worst house is going to do better for you as long as it has a piece of land you can grow a garden on or put raised beds on. But Morgan is right. Please look at her video she did today about how nobody cares about you but you. You're the one who has to take care of yourself. Don't depend on the government to do that for you. So let's just take this example. Okay, Crowder peas. We love Crowder peas. My heirloom Crowder peas. They originally came from my grandfather's farm in West Georgia. All right. Very prolific. We also added purple hull peas. So we have quite a lot of jars of peas that we grew and canned this year. Okay, let's just say a number. I don't know how many jars are down there exactly, I forgot, but let's say you canned 80 jars of peas. Whether it's a pint jar or a quart-and-a-half jar, a pint-and-a-half jar or a quart jar, whatever jar size you use should be the jar size that is one meal for your family. Say it's just a couple. It's you and your husband or you and your wife. And one jar is good for one meal, whether you put the peas on with cornbread or on cornbread or with rice or on rice or by themselves and you add some chow relish or something on them, whatever. However you eat them, one jar is one meal for however many of you that there are. And say you decide you want to eat peas twice a week. And just use the simple 4 weeks in a month. So that's 8 jars in 1 month. So you've got 80 jars and you use 8 jars in a month. That gives you 10 months worth of peas. I'm assuming you have more than just peas canned or put away. I mean, you've got soups and you've got chili and you've got whatever. But that's a way to figure your food. Do you have enough? I never think I have enough. But if you actually do a little bit of simple math, you can figure if you've got enough food. The pea situation. If you eat them more than twice a week, you're going to need more than that. If you have more in your family, you may need more than that. But do some simple math. Say, and do it one item at a time. Say, I've got 20 quart jars of chili. How often can I have chili, and how long will this last? I have 20 cans of soup. How long will this last? You really just need to do some simple math. And once you've done that, and once you realize that you have 8, 9, 10, maybe a year's worth of months, or maybe a year's worth of food, you are doing really good. You are better off than 95% of everybody in this country right now. So, this goes into Pinball's video. I think his was called One Life to Live. Shades of soap operas. There's a soap called One Life to Live, or there used to be anyway. I don't know if it's still around. But think about this. This is where it comes in being focused, not frantic. Don't be frantic, be focused. You've done what you need to do. You know you have enough to feed your family for a year. And after that, after you've got your stockpiles, then you continually buy to replace what you have eaten, what you've taken out of your stockpiles. And you rotate your older food. You eat your older food first. It's easy peasy, normal stuff. But once you've got that done and you realize, hey, I got a lot to go, and then we'll be in the next garden season, and I'll be canning more, so I'm doing pretty well. Then you don't need to be frantic. Don't be worried. Now, all the time you think you're dying. You know, Pinball was talking about, everybody's talking about, oh, it's the end of the world, and oh my God, it's so horrible, everything's bad. My roosters are fighting up there, so my little bantam roosters, why I keep getting distracted. All the while people are going, well, this is so terrible and it's going to be Armageddon and blah, 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 blah. Look, I'm a believer, but you know what? Do you know how long your life is in eternity? It's a blip in eternity, and you've only been given one. So let's live. Squeeze every drop out of that life you can get. That doesn't mean buying things and going to shows. That doesn't mean being unfrugal. Is unfrugal a word? But if you realize, take stock of what you have, and if you're good, take a hike. Go take a hike, literally. I'm not saying leave. Take a hike. Go sit with your chickens if you have chickens. Think about what makes you happy. I was going to sell my very expensive quilting machine, and I have it boxed up and have all my fabric boxed up. You know what I thought? I thought, why am I folding up my life before my life is over? It was a creative outlet. No, I don't really want to make big bed quilts anymore, but maybe I should just get rid of that couch in my living room that didn't hold up. I just give it away. If somebody wants it, give it away. Most of it's okay. And use that space in my living room to put my table back, put my machine back up, bring up some fabric, and do just a little bit of creating. And sit with my chickens. I know it's a little hard to sit with them in the wintertime. It's kind of cold. It's not as cold today as it has been. But, you know, don't stop living. You know, there are some channels that I do look at from time to time, but I can't look at every day. Because it is, even though there may be good information on them, it is so... they are so doom and gloom. You think I am negative? Oh, honey, you haven't seen negative. It's so doom and gloom that, you know, you've got to stop and smell the roses. How about grow some roses? You know, it's life. Life's going to be over soon enough. Let's don't end your life before you stop breathing. And therein lies my next thing. After you've done all you can do, and you realize, hey, I'm in a pretty good position, I'm going to just keep replacing things I use out of my stash. I'm going to continue to plan my garden for next year, and of course that'll add back to what I have on my shelves. Then sit back and just breathe. Literally go out and breathe as deeply as you can. I'm sorry if you live in the city and you're breathing in exhaust, but you know, if you have to, drive somewhere and get some fresh air. But breathe. There's one life. We do have one life to live, and let's don't waste it always going crazy about everything. Don't be frantic. Just be focused, do what you have to do, and then know that you've done what you need to do, and breathe. Enjoy something. Because no amount of worrying is going to change our situation. And all the things that are going on right now are out there. Because we can't, yes, they will affect us, but we can't change them. It's out of our hands entirely. I think it was out of our hands before we voted, but it's out of our hands entirely. It always kind of has been. So, don't stop your prepping. Don't stop doing things just because you think your guy's going to end up in the White House. Because your guy, no matter who he is, doesn't know you, doesn't know your situation. And to really truly care about somebody, you kind of have to know who they are. Now, I care about you. I care that you do what you need to do, because I hate to think of somebody running out of food. That's frightening to me. Even if it's not me, it scares me, because I always empathize with that situation. I always think, oh my God, how would I feel if? I always do that. And I have to stop myself to a degree, because I can't take care of you. You have to take care of you. And that's what Morgan says. Morgan says, you have to take care of you. You've got to do what you need to do. I can tell you all day long what you should be doing. But now, if you have problems with frugal living, which is what I always advocate, simple living, frugal living, there is a channel that I have recently discovered, Simple Joys, and her name is Helena, and she actually moved to France, but she was a frugal living advocate way before she moved there, when she still lived in the States, and she always had basic jobs, $12 an hour jobs. She never had a career per se. So she learned how to save a lot of money, how to make it really well on very little income. And I think if you look at her channel, I think you will find there's a lot of lessons on how to make your money stretch and how to live very frugally. Check out Simple Joys with Helena. I just discovered a channel, and sometimes her voice is so soothing. She's got really excellent. I put one of her last videos that I looked at in the community section. Anyway, that's all I have to say today. So watch Morgan's Rogue Preparedness, that video today, and Pinball Preparedness video for today. I think you'll like them. They both have excellent messages, and you combine those two, and you got some good advice there. So also think about what gives you joy. If you know me, you know what gives me joy. First thing, owning land gives me joy. Extreme joy, just knowing this is mine. The mortgage I have is on that property over there. It's not on this. All this other acreage down here, I own free and clear. Of course, we pay property taxes. I know. I hate that. I don't like that at all. But it's very little, so but I own that free and clear. I pay cash for all that. This over here, I have very little mortgage left. That'll be gone very soon. I'm working on that, and then I'll have freed up several hundred more dollars, put in my pocket every month. That's my goal. That's my main goal, is to be mortgage free before I die, so I can enjoy that. So watch those 2 videos, y'all, and have a great day. Y'all take care.